But India is a very large market. And of course, you've been hearing this term all the time. It's a very large, very big, yes. But when you talk of national statistics and national paths, trends, it hides more than it reveals. You have to look at state economies. India is really 28 vibrant state economies and union territories. This is the growth path, and everything, by the way, is per capita and real. So, kuch nominal nahi hai, and we are not looking at size by itself. No, for us, per capita matters. The whole country is not growing uniformly. Now, there are many lessons in this graph. I also, by the way, because this is a policy boot camp, I do want to encourage at least a handful of you who gets excited by this kind of graphics and this kind of analytics. This is all public data. If you're interested, I will share the codes with you. You must play around. I'm showing you state level, you should be willing to do district level. An average district in India is 2 million people, very large. So we are now into the realm of what we call precision policy making. Ab to aspiration blocks bhi chala hai. So imagine how far we have come from saying national policies. Yes, national policies are very important. But a lot of the action is really at a local level. And by local, I do not end with saying only states. You have to really drill down all the way to blocks. Lesson number 1. Anyone from Bihar here? Okay. So hum log sabse niche hain. Right? That's Bihar. Keep looking at it. This graph starts in 2000. Wait for it to start. Bihar stays there. Nothing happens. Kuch nahi hota hai. Everybody else is racing ahead. Bihar only begins to grow after 2005. What do you think happened in 2005? Government changed. Lesson number 1. Government and governance is very closely linked with economic growth. Let's not pretend that we live in an economy. We live in a society governed by people and elected representatives, so politics matters. Okay? Till 2005, in fact, let me give you a statistics. The per capita income of Bihar in 1990 and 2005 are identical. This is the time when the country, you saw the inflection? Bihar identical. It did not change. Of course, it had fallen further and it grew, but that's not the point. The point is, economic stagnation at a time when the rest of the country is racing ahead means Bihar continues to be much, much poorer than not an average Indian, but even compared to a state like UP. So when you club UP Bihar, you should know now, UP Bihar are not hyphenated anymore. And policies matter. What is the lesson number 2? Now go to the top. By the way, the difference between an average Delhiite or a Goan and an average Bihari is the same as North Korean and Indian. It's 10-fold, 10 to 12-fold. When you look at the top of the graph, that's Goa and Delhi. Goa has become a state recently. Delhi is not even a full state. But these are the richest 2 states of our country. But the place which actually had the status of a state, and we often refer to as the richest state in the country, was Punjab. Punjab used to be the richest state in the country. We often refer to it as the breadbasket of India, the Green Revolution's birthplace, and so on. So when you start your analysis, it is right at the top. But in 20 years, the per capita income of Punjab and the per capita income of Nagaland are identical. Now, what is the growth model of Nagaland? Where 10 to 12% of the population is actually government employees. It's mostly central grants and transfers. There is no growth model if we begin to talk honestly about how do you generate wealth. And we are comparing Punjab with Nagaland in a period of, that's it, 19 to 20 years. That is all it has taken for a state to stagnate. Punjab becomes a very important case study for today's lecture. Not only because of where you are sitting, but also because Punjab tells us or symbolizes what is fundamentally wrong with the culture of freebies. Right? First of all, before I get to that, and I'll talk about Punjab in a minute, but on the whole, when you look at this graph, there are some breakout states, meaning states that defy the average Indian growth. Uttarakhand, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Sikkim, just they've raced ahead. It's all on account of local policies. Right? There are states which are stagnating, and that is where the freebie story today I'm going to tell you. But let me also tell you, there is the other end of the spectrum, which is you do have entrepreneurial states. You have states which are growing much faster than all India, which means that is where a lot of the action is. So when you're thinking of China plus one policies and firms want to relocate from China, they don't come to India. They go to the states which provides them with the environment to grow businesses. That's why I said India should be thought of as 29 state economies. Okay? It's very, very important to bear that in mind.